Have you ever truly listened to the most important voice in your life, your own? Friends, colleagues, fellow seekers of understanding, have you ever truly listened to yourself? Not the fleeting thoughts that flit through your mind as you rush through your day, but the deeper currents, the unspoken needs, the quiet wisdom that resides within? Today, I want to propose a radical experiment, a journey inward. Talk to yourself. Not for an hour, not for an evening, but for 3 whole days. Now, I see some curious glances, perhaps a few skeptical smiles. Talk to myself? You might be thinking, isn't that a sign of something else? But I assure you, this isn't about losing touch with reality. It's about gaining a profound connection with your own. For too long, we've been conditioned to look outward for answers, for validation, for direction. We scroll through feeds, seek advice from others, and often drown out the very voice that knows us best, our own. This 3-day immersion in self-dialogue is a chance to reverse that trend, to create a sanctuary within where your authentic self can finally be heard. Think of it as an extended conversation with your most trusted confidant, you. As we noted earlier, this dedicated time allows for introspection and self-discovery. Without the constant noise of the external world, you create space to delve into the deeper questions. What truly brings you joy? What are your core values? What are the stories you tell yourself that might be holding you back? By verbalizing these thoughts, you bring them into the light, where you can examine them with clarity and honesty. You might be surprised by the insights that emerge from the quiet corners of your mind. Furthermore, this extended self-dialogue can be a powerful tool for emotional processing and regulation. Life throws us curveballs, and often, we don't give ourselves the space to truly process the emotions that arise. Talking to yourself, out loud or in the quiet theater of your mind, allows you to externalize those feelings. You can articulate your fears, acknowledge your frustrations, and offer yourself the comfort and understanding you might readily extend to a friend. This process can be incredibly cathartic, helping you to navigate difficult emotions in a healthier and more constructive way. Finally, dedicating 3 days to this internal conversation will undoubtedly lead to a boost in self-awareness and intentionality. When you consistently listen to your own thoughts and feelings, you become more attuned to your internal landscape. You begin to recognize patterns in your reactions, understand your underlying motivations, and identify your true desires. This heightened self-awareness empowers you to make more conscious choices, aligning your actions with your values and moving forward with greater purpose and intention. Friends, fellow seekers of inner strength, let's delve deeper into that first pivotal keynote: introspection and self-discovery. This isn't just about casual reflection. It's about embarking on a deliberate and sustained journey into the landscape of your own mind. Imagine it as setting sail on an uncharted ocean, the vessel being your consciousness, and the destination, the undiscovered continents of your true self. For far too long, many of us have lived lives dictated by external forces. The relentless demands of work, the constant barrage of social media, the expectations of others, these all pull us outward, scattering our attention and obscuring the quiet voice within. We become so adept at navigating the external world that we neglect the intricate and fascinating universe that resides within our own thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. This extended period of self-dialogue, this conscious act of talking to yourself for 3 days, offers a powerful antidote to this outward drift. It's an opportunity to intentionally turn inward, to become the explorer of your own inner terrain. Think of your mind as a vast and complex ecosystem. Within it lie your deepest desires, your hidden fears, your ingrained patterns of behavior, and the core values that truly define you. But these elements often remain veiled, obscured by the daily noise and distractions. Introspection, in its truest form, is the act of consciously and deliberately shining a light into these hidden corners. It's about asking yourself the tough questions, the ones you might usually avoid. What truly motivates you, beyond the superficial rewards? What are the recurring themes in your thoughts and emotions? What are the stories you tell yourself about who you are and what you're capable of? This isn't a passive process. It requires active engagement, a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths, and the courage to peel back the layers of self-deception we often unknowingly construct. Talking to yourself during this period becomes a crucial tool in this exploration. Verbalizing your thoughts, whether silently or aloud, helps to solidify them, to give them form and substance. It allows you to hear your own narrative, to identify inconsistencies, and to challenge assumptions that might be limiting your growth. Imagine you're trying to solve a complex puzzle. The pieces are all there, but they're scattered and disorganized. Introspection is the process of gathering those pieces, and self-dialogue is like arranging them, trying different configurations until a clearer picture begins to emerge. You might discover long-held beliefs that no longer serve you, perhaps inherited from your upbringing or adopted from societal pressures. By bringing these beliefs to the surface and examining them critically, you gain the power to choose whether to keep them or to discard them in favor of more empowering narratives. This journey of self-discovery can also illuminate your true passions and aspirations. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of what truly ignites your soul. By dedicating 3 days to listening to yourself, you create space for those quiet whispers of longing to rise to the surface. You might rediscover forgotten dreams, identify new areas of interest, or gain a deeper understanding of your unique talents and abilities. This clarity can be a powerful catalyst for change, guiding you towards a more authentic and fulfilling path. Furthermore, this extended introspection fosters a deeper understanding of your emotional landscape. You begin to recognize your triggers, the situations or thoughts that tend to evoke specific emotional responses. You can identify recurring patterns in your feelings, whether they be anxiety, frustration, or joy. This awareness is the first step towards emotional mastery. By understanding your emotional patterns, you can begin to develop healthier coping mechanisms and respond to challenges with greater resilience and emotional intelligence. The power of this sustained self-dialogue lies in its cumulative effect. It's not about having one profound epiphany, but rather about the gradual accumulation of insights, the subtle shifts in perspective that occur as you consistently turn your attention inward. Over 3 days, you create a dedicated space for this process to unfold, allowing for deeper levels of understanding to emerge than might be possible in shorter bursts of reflection. This focused attention allows you to move beyond surface-level thoughts and tap into the deeper wisdom that resides within. This journey inward is not always easy, but the rewards, a clearer sense of self, a deeper understanding of your motivations, and a more authentic connection to your inner voice, are immeasurable, paving the way for a life lived with greater purpose and intention. Emotional processing and regulation. This isn't about suppressing or ignoring your feelings. It's about developing a healthy and constructive relationship with them. Imagine your emotions as messengers, each carrying important information about your inner state and your interaction with the world. Learning to listen to these messengers, to understand their language, and to respond skillfully is a cornerstone of emotional well-being and personal power. In our fast-paced lives, we often lack the space and time to truly process the emotions that arise within us. A fleeting moment of anger at a frustrating situation might be quickly brushed aside as we rush to the next task. A pang of sadness after a disappointment might be suppressed with distractions. Over time, these unprocessed emotions can accumulate, creating inner turmoil and potentially manifesting in unhealthy ways. Talking to yourself for an extended period of 3 days provides a unique opportunity to break this cycle, to create a dedicated space for emotional digestion. Verbalizing your feelings, whether aloud in the privacy of your own space or through a conscious internal monologue, is a powerful act of externalization. It takes the amorphous and sometimes overwhelming sensations within and gives them form and language. This act of naming your emotions, I feel angry, I feel sad, I feel anxious, is the first crucial step in understanding them. It moves them from the realm of vague discomfort to a tangible reality that can be examined and addressed. Think of it like having a difficult conversation with a friend. The act of articulating your thoughts and feelings helps to clarify them, not just for the other person, but for yourself as well. Similarly, Talking to yourself about your emotions allows you to gain a clearer understanding of their origins, their intensity, and their impact on your thoughts and behaviors. You might discover that a seemingly small trigger evokes a disproportionately strong emotional response, signaling an underlying wound or unmet need that requires attention. This process of verbalization also facilitates self-soothing. When you articulate your fears or anxieties to yourself, you can then offer yourself words of comfort and reassurance. You can challenge negative thought patterns that might be fueling those emotions and remind yourself of your strengths and past successes. This internal dialogue becomes a source of support and resilience, helping you to navigate difficult emotional terrain with greater self-compassion. Imagine a child who has fallen and scraped their knee. Their immediate instinct is often to cry out and seek comfort. Talking to yourself when you're emotionally bruised serves a similar purpose. It's a way of acknowledging your pain and offering yourself the care and understanding you need to heal. Furthermore, this extended self-dialogue can be a powerful tool for problem-solving related to your emotions. Often, our emotional responses are linked to specific situations or challenges in our lives. By talking through these situations with yourself, you can gain new perspectives and identify potential solutions. You might ask yourself, what specifically is making me feel this way? What are my options for addressing this situation? What steps can I take to feel better? This internal problem-solving process empowers you to move beyond simply reacting to your emotions and instead take proactive steps to manage them effectively. This isn't about suppressing negative emotions or forcing yourself to feel positive all the time. It's about acknowledging the full spectrum of your emotional experience and learning to relate to all your feelings in a healthy way. Even so-called negative emotions like anger or sadness carry valuable information. Anger might signal a boundary that has been crossed, while sadness might indicate a loss that needs to be grieved. By listening to these emotions with curiosity and compassion, you can gain valuable insights into your needs and values. The sustained nature of this 3-day self-dialogue is key to its effectiveness in emotional processing and regulation. It allows you to move beyond surface-level reactions and delve into the deeper layers of your emotional experience. You create a consistent space for reflection and processing, preventing emotions from becoming bottled up or overwhelming. This dedicated time fosters a greater sense of emotional literacy, enabling you to understand yourself and your emotional responses with greater clarity and empowering you to navigate life's inevitable challenges with greater emotional resilience and inner peace. This intentional engagement with your inner emotional world transforms you from being a victim of your feelings to becoming a skilled and compassionate manager of your own emotional well-being, boosting self-awareness and intentionality. This isn't merely about knowing yourself on a superficial level. It's about cultivating a deep and nuanced understanding of your inner workings, your motivations, your triggers, your habitual patterns of thought and behavior, and the underlying desires that shape your choices. Coupled with this heightened self-awareness comes the power of intentionality, the ability to make conscious and deliberate decisions aligned with your values and aspirations, rather than being swept along by external pressures or unconscious impulses. For many, life unfolds as a series of reactions. We respond to external events, navigate daily demands, and often find ourselves feeling like passengers in our own lives, driven by circumstances rather than by conscious choice. This extended period of talking to yourself for 3 days offers a powerful opportunity to shift from a reactive to a proactive stance. By intentionally turning inward and engaging in sustained self-dialogue, you begin to illuminate the hidden drivers of your actions and gain a clearer understanding of why you do what you do. Think of your mind as an iceberg. The small portion visible above the surface represents your conscious thoughts and actions, while the vast majority lies submerged beneath the surface, your subconscious beliefs, ingrained habits, and unexamined assumptions. Boosting self-awareness through consistent internal dialogue is like gradually melting the ice, bringing those hidden depths into the light of conscious understanding. You begin to recognize the subtle influences that shape your decisions, the unconscious biases that might be limiting your perspectives, and the deeply ingrained patterns of behavior that either serve you or hold you back. This process involves paying close attention to your internal monologue, the constant stream of thoughts that runs through your mind. What are the recurring themes? Are your thoughts predominantly positive or negative? Are they focused on possibilities or limitations? By observing your thought patterns without judgment, you gain valuable insights into your underlying beliefs and attitudes. Talking to yourself about these thoughts allows you to question their validity, challenge negative self-talk, and consciously cultivate more empowering and constructive internal narratives. Furthermore, this heightened self-awareness extends to your emotional landscape. As we discussed in the previous keynote, understanding your emotional triggers and patterns is crucial. Through consistent self-dialogue, you become more attuned to the subtle shifts in your feelings and can begin to identify the specific situations or thoughts that precede them. This awareness allows you to respond to your emotions more skillfully, rather than being overwhelmed by them. You can learn to recognize early warning signs of stress or anxiety and take proactive steps to manage them before they escalate. The cultivation of self-awareness naturally leads to increased intentionality. When you have a clearer understanding of your values, your motivations, and your habitual patterns, you are better equipped to make conscious choices that align with your authentic self. You move from simply reacting to circumstances to deliberately shaping your actions and decisions based on your inner compass. This sense of agency is empowering, fostering a feeling of control and direction in your life. Imagine you have a long journey ahead of you. Without self-awareness, you might wander aimlessly, following whatever path appears most convenient at the moment. But with self-awareness, you have a map, a clear understanding of your desired destination and the values that will guide your journey. Intentionality is the act of consciously choosing the route, making deliberate decisions at each crossroads to ensure you are moving in the direction of your goals. This increased intentionality permeates all aspects of your life, your relationships, your career, your personal growth. You become more discerning about the people you surround yourself with, choosing relationships that are supportive and aligned with your values. You make more conscious decisions about your career path, pursuing opportunities that resonate with your passions and purpose. You become more deliberate in your personal development, actively seeking out experiences and knowledge that will help you grow into the person you aspire to be. The sustained focus of 3 days dedicated to self-dialogue allows for a deeper level of self-awareness and intentionality to emerge. It's not about a quick fix or a fleeting moment of insight, but rather a sustained immersion in your inner world that allows for profound shifts in perspective and a more conscious way of being. This dedicated time creates the space for you to truly connect with your authentic self, to understand your deepest desires, and to align your actions with your inner truth, ultimately leading to a life lived with greater purpose, fulfillment, and a powerful sense of intentionality. This journey inward is the foundation upon which a life of conscious creation and meaningful impact is built. In conclusion, embracing the practice of talking to yourself for 3 days isn't an act of isolation, but an invitation to a profound homecoming. It's a dedicated period to unlock the power of introspection and self-discovery, to navigate the complexities of emotional processing and regulation, and to cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness that fuels intentionality in your life. By turning inward, by truly listening to the wisdom and whispers within, you equip yourself with invaluable insights and the agency to shape a more authentic and purposeful existence. This journey of self-dialogue is a powerful catalyst for personal growth, leading to a richer understanding of who you are and who you aspire to be. Thank you. Thank you for lending me your attention and for considering this profound invitation to connect with yourselves on a deeper level. May your inner conversations be illuminating and empowering.